Hi, my name is Jeff Sailing. I'm one of the co-founders at Startup NV, and welcome to Pitch Day for 500K. Today, we're going to hear from Corey from Dispension first and John from Advanced Drone Solutions. So welcome to Corey and John, and thanks for going through the gauntlet that we put you through to get up here to pitch on Pitch Day, looking at your slides, giving you feedback, even if you don't want it. So appreciate you going through that. For those who are new to our program, Startup NV is Nevada's statewide nonprofit startup accelerator and incubator. We operate 7 free entrepreneurial programs supported by government grants and corporate sponsors. We get additional financial support in the form of donated equity from successful accelerator companies and profit sharing from our 4 affiliated investment funds. Our fortnightly pitch day offers companies an opportunity to join our accelerator program with investment from our pre-seed fund NV, our investor syndicate, plus matching funds from the state of Nevada's SSBCI program. Since 2021, we've directly invested $11.5 million in 26 companies, and our startup investments, that $11.5 million is currently worth just over $45 million. So if you're one of our investors, you should be pretty happy. And that's a 4X MOIC. And our partner investments from Nevada's SSBCI and others have amplified our investment significantly, adding another $25 million to what we've invested. So we're well over $30 million invested in these companies. And we've returned about $5.5 million of that $11 million that we've invested. So we've had a company go public. We've had another one raise a big round, and we were able to offer secondary. So we've returned about half the money we've invested in less than 5 years, which from an investment perspective is pretty strong. So legal disclaimer, got to go through this. Today's pitches are for investment from our legally compliant venture funds and syndicate. Those are restricted to SEC accredited and Nevada certified investors. We welcome the community to attend for educational purposes and entertainment, but these pitches are not considered a general solicitation for investment. A special thanks to our founder, or our sponsors, the City of Las Vegas, Clark County, GoEd, the EDA, and the USDA. All right, so that is the end of the announcements. So John, come on up to the front of the room and start sharing your slides when you get here.
Awesome. Okay. I want to start off by saying thank you, Startup NV, for having me. It's a pleasure. It's been quite the cycle trying to go through, get a pitch here, so thank you. My name is John Elmesy, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Advanced Drone Solutions. My journey started back in 2019 when I was operating my own window cleaning and pressure washing business, doing it the old-fashioned way. Now, that all changed when one of my employees had a very serious accident where she had a fall from a high elevation. From that situation, I started thinking of different ideas of how we can perform these cleaning operations, which is when I came up with the idea of using drone technology. From there, I immigrated into the US and launched Advanced Drone Solutions. Now, as I was scaling, I realized that there was an even bigger market gap that I could help address. That market gap was not to just build better and safer hardware. It was to help contractors adopt these technologies so that they can go home safe to their families. The problem right now is that the industry is in a crisis. Now, we've all probably seen that there is a huge labor shortage crisis, as 94% of traditional companies can't fill critical roles for the current operations. Now, putting that labor shortage crisis aside, contractors do want to adopt these technologies, but 59% can't keep up with innovation. And that's simply because they just don't have the time to do all the research like I did when I first started. Now, putting these points aside, contractors that stick with these outdated and dangerous manual processes turns into 40% cost overruns, costing infrastructure owners to pay out billions of dollars that's just being wasted. Now, I'm excited to show you today how Advanced Drone Solutions and our latest product, ExteriorOps, is helping contractors with this adoption. Now, ExteriorOps is a cloud-based platform, helping contractors reduce the friction from day one. When contractors first adopt ExteriorOps, they navigate over into our hardware marketplace, where it will aid them on choosing the proper equipment they need for their operations. Our hardware marketplace also has integrated financing, which will help contractors go over that initial hurdle. Now, today, on our hardware marketplace, we're currently selling our hardware, but we plan on onboarding all of the hardware providers that we can to create a premier marketplace, helping contractors get connected to the manufacturers. Okay, now looking at step 2, they've gotten the hardware, but the thing is they don't know how to use it, sell it, or even the regulatory compliance. And that's where our training academy comes in, where it will help them get certified on how to properly use the technology, as well as getting trained on the regulatory compliance, ranging from a federal level all the way down to the municipal, and then also on how to sell and market their services. Okay, so now they've gotten the hardware, they know how to use it, sell it, market, and also stay compliant. Now it's time for them to deploy it. And initially, we will guide them with real-time support and optimization. And the goal with this initial support is to ensure that they properly adopt these technologies and prove out the ROI. And this creates a lasting relationship with our clients. Now, the value that they bring to us is that as they're performing their operations, they're providing us with a tremendous amount of data that will help us train our AI predictive maintenance and as well as our autonomous cleaning models. Now, you may ask, why now? And that is because, first, the labor shortage crisis isn't going away. So contractors are forced to either adopt these new technologies or they're going to perish. Now, the good news is that the $1.2 trillion US infrastructure bill is pouring unprecedented demand into maintenance and modernization. And finally, easing regulations finally locks the ability to deploy these intelligent hardware operations at scale. Now, you put all of these forces together, and there's never been a better time or even a bigger market pull for solutions like ours. Now, our revenue model is set up for scalability. Right now, a heavy portion of our revenue stream is currently coming from hardware sales, but we do see in the future that these numbers flipping, and that's when we become the premier marketplace that contractors go to adopt these technologies. But today, in the foreseeable short term, we forecast 32% towards platform subscriptions, 63% for hardware sales, and 5% for services, which are our initial implementation support. Now, we already have a strong market validation. Since starting the company, we have 600,000 in revenue. We've just started onboarding our first 3 beta partners, where we're expecting around 1 to 2 drone sales and a minimum of 5,000 platform subscriptions. Now, one key point is that all 3 of these beta partners have a nationwide portfolio, which means the opportunity to scale beyond the 1 to 2 drone is to scale into potentially 50 to 100 drones. So that means that our pipeline right now is sitting at about $2 million. Now, as I mentioned, these beta partners have a high volume nationwide portfolio. So initially, we're going to be reaching out to clients like that. Now, to get them onboarded into the platform, we're first going to start off with pilot programs, which proves that they can adopt these technologies successfully and also proves out the ROI. And then once they have proven the ROI for themselves, they're naturally going to want to expand into the nationwide portfolio. And then once they've expanded their fleets, they're also going to naturally want to expand into new verticals. And that's simply because they can do more with so much less. So now they can move beyond cleaning to maybe inspections, or to potentially drones that paint buildings in the future, or what if drones that trim trees? These technologies may not exist now, but they are coming. And we want our clients to know that if they stick with us and expand with us, then they will be able to expand their product offerings. Now, in terms of our competitive landscape, there's 3 main channels. There are the hardware providers, which we don't really see as a direct competitor, but a client or a partner that we can potentially get them onboarded onto our marketplace. Then there are the software providers, which some do a portion of what we're offering, but they're all segmented. And then there are the service providers, which would all benefit from being onboarded into our platform. Now, the reason why they would benefit from being onboarded into the platform is because of our unique moats. Now, some of these moats is that we have incredible network effects. As more contractors adopt the platform, that then attracts more hardware providers. And then more hardware providers attracts more contractors and so on. Now, this is going to lead us into an incredible data moat, which, because all the jobs that they're doing, we'll be able to take all of that camera and sensor data, which will then help drive even deeper industry partnerships and a bigger knowledge base for compliance requirements and to train our autonomous cleaning. Now, we have a clear path to reach 25 million annual gross revenue in year 3. Our growth targets in year 1 is to have 17 ExteriorOps clients. In year 2, we are aiming for 101 ExteriorOps clients and reaching profitability in month 16. And then in year 3, we are estimated to be over 200 plus clients. Okay, so now how do we get there? Our roadmap is a systematic expansion from our core platform into our full ecosystem, which comprises of 4 main phases. We are currently right now in our foundation phase, which is when we're onboarding our beta partners and launching our core platform. From there, we're going to move on into our intelligence phase, where we will start to collect all the data from all the jobs that our contractors are doing, which will then help us build our AI predictive maintenance and as well as our advanced analytics. Then from there, we believe it will bring us into our autonomy phase, where we can take all of that flight log data, all of the camera data, and then we can train our autonomous cleaning models. And same thing with implementing our compliance automation. Now, this will only just increase the ROI and ease the adoption even more. And then finally, this will all lead us into where we will have the full ecosystem and then start tapping into the global market and bring on additional hardwares outside of drone technology. Now, we've assembled a world-class team of multi-exit founders, AI experts, drone engineers, and enterprise operators. This isn't our first time scaling, and we're laser focused on doing everything we can to help ease the adoption and make this world a safer place. Now, in terms of our investment opportunity, we are raising $3 million with a 12-month runway. Looking at this raise, we have 35% towards product development, 14% towards customer acquisition, 28% for operations, and 23% for working capital. And then if I have time, I have a quick demo on ExteriorOps.
No, we're out of time.
Okay.
We're at time.
So thanks to Corey and John for coming out today and for pitching to us. Thanks for everybody here in the room to be here watching, and thanks for all the folks online who were out there asking questions. Thanks to everybody, and thanks to our team. And I also want to welcome Erica. It's her first time out here helping us put on Pitch Day, so welcome, Erica. And also thanks to the folks who are going to be watching this later, our investors who are going to be watching this online later and considering what we're going to do going forward. If you are an investor and you're wondering how to get engaged with companies like this, and you like those numbers that I spouted off at the beginning here, where I said we've invested $11 million and it's now worth $44 million, and given about half that money back to our investors, there's an investor path for you at startupnv.org. Just follow that. There's a way to get in to fill out a form, and you'll probably end up talking to me. So hopefully that's a positive. We do have a few funds that you can invest with us in. Fund NV, it's a pre-seed fund. It's the one that actually leads the investments for the companies that pitch here. 1864, our seed fund, makes larger investments in companies that are a little bit more mature than the ones that are just getting underway. We also are affiliated with Sierra Angels, traditional angel group, based out of Incline Village, but about a third of our members are here in Las Vegas. So you can go to sierraangels.com and apply there. And if you wouldn't mind following us on social media, we'd appreciate that. We're mainly on LinkedIn and YouTube, but we do cover all the socials, so you can follow us there. We'd certainly appreciate it. And thanks again today to the founders who pitched, to the attendees who are here in the room, drinking beer and water and soft drinks. No robots, though. And thanks to our Startup NV team that helps and does a great job putting this on every 2 weeks right here at Woven. So thanks to Brian and the folks at Woven for hosting us here. So we'll be back here again in 2 weeks with 2 additional Nevada startups. Until then, if you could, take care of yourself and someone else too. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks.